In the 1960s, the Aral Sea was the fourth largest lake on Earth. Today, most of it is gone, and the people who lived around it paid the highest price of anyone. The disaster wasn't natural. In the 1960s, Soviet central planners diverted two of Central Asia's largest rivers to irrigate vast new cotton fields in the surrounding desert. For years, it seemed to work. Cotton production boomed, and the Soviet Union proudly called it white gold. But every year, less and less water ever reached the sea that fed millions of people downstream. The town of Moinong had been one of the busiest fishing ports in the entire Soviet Union, so productive that in 1921, its fleet sent 21,000 tons of fish to famine victims hundreds of miles away. As the shoreline began to retreat, fishermen followed it out, chasing the water year after year, refusing to believe their sea could simply disappear. It didn't matter. Rising salt levels killed off the remaining fish entirely, and the local fishing industry collapsed almost overnight, putting roughly 10,000 people out of work. Today, the water's edge sits more than 150 kilometers from Moinong. The town's old fishing fleet still sits exactly where the sea left it, rusting in the middle of an open desert. But the worst damage wasn't visible from a boat deck. Decades of fertilizer and pesticide residue had settled into the seabed, and as it dried out, the wind picked all of it up. Toxic dust storms carrying salt, sulfates, and chemical residue began sweeping across the entire region, settling into homes, water supplies, and lungs. The health toll fell hardest on people with the least power to escape it. In the hardest-hit region, maternal deaths climbed to roughly 4 times the national rate. Infant mortality rose as high as 1 in 10 births in some areas, more than double the rate found anywhere else in the country. Chronic bronchitis cases rose by roughly 3,000%. Arthritis cases rose by roughly 6,000%. Nearly every woman tested in the region showed anemia below World Health Organization standards, and it was children, still growing, breathing that same toxic air every single day, who paid for a decision made by planners hundreds of miles away, decades before they were even born. The region held one more hidden danger. In the middle of the sea sat Vozrozhdeniya Island, the Soviet Union's primary open-air biological weapons testing site since 1948. Scientists there tested weaponized anthrax, smallpox, and plague. In 1971, a field test released weaponized smallpox that drifted into the nearby city of Aral Sea, killing 3 civilians. It was covered up for 30 years. As the sea kept shrinking, the island stopped being an island at all. It simply connected to the mainland, and whatever the Soviets had buried there became reachable on foot. When the Soviet Union collapsed in 1992, workers rushed to destroy the evidence before international inspectors could arrive, leaving tons of anthrax spores improperly buried in the open ground. Not every part of this story ends in loss. In 2005, Kazakhstan built the Aral Dam to hold back what water remained in the northern half of the sea. It worked. Water levels rose, salinity dropped, and fish returned. Today, the annual catch in the northern Aral Sea is more than 10 times what it was 20 years ago. But that recovery only reached the northern third of the sea. The much larger southern Aral in Uzbekistan remains almost entirely gone. The Aral Sea didn't disappear by accident. It disappeared because of a plan drawn up far away by people who never had to breathe the dust it left behind. Follow for more of history's deadliest decisions.